अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्री डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य बीपीटी फाउंडर आचार्य सेवियर ऑफ द होल वर्ल्ड श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नमाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपिका श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की मथुरापुरी धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की गंगा मैया की यमुना मैया की भक्ति देवी की श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा वृंदावन चंद्र की श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्र मैया श्री श्री गौरताय की ग्रंथराज श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की श्री कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की श्री झूलन यात्रा की ताय गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नित्य नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य मम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन स्वयं रूपं कदा मह्यं ददाति पदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरो वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजाता सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Welcome to our continuation on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Shri Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami, Adi-lila, 7th chapter, Lord Chaitanya in 5 pictures. So we have maximum strength today, except Kapil Prabhu still missing.
Strength is doubled.
Doubled.
From last time.
Great advancement. So we are discussing this section of 52nd to 65 verses. Lord Chaitanya meets the Mayavadi sannyasis. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu already came on the invitation of the Maharashtrian Brahmin to his house, where he had invited Prakashanand Saraswati with his thousands of sannyasi disciples. So last 63rd verse says, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu washed his lotus feet in particular washing area, then he sat down there only. So then he says, Prakashanand Saraswati, he says with respect to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please come here, your holiness. Why do you sit in that unclean place? What has caused your lamentations? So humility can conquer all the proud fellows of this creation. And Mayavadis are the most proud people on planet Earth. And to the degree we have Mayavad in our heart, we also will be proud. If you have bhakti in your heart, you can never be proud. Even in the wildest of your dreams, you cannot be proud. Rather, you will be very humble. Vidya Vinaya Sampanni. Just in the mode of goodness only, if you have Vidya, knowledge, then that leads to humility. So, what to speak of bhakti, which is far ahead of goodness, mode of goodness. Bhakti is in one sense, in the mode of pure goodness. So, how can you be proud? No question. Pride is there, that means you have associated with Mayavadis. Where you are associated, that is you find out. Somewhere you have been in touch with Mayavadis. Jnana bijas are there in the heart. Spiritual master never gives other bijas, like karma bij, jnana bij, yog bij, philanthropic bij, social bij, and many other bijas, millions of bijas, laptop bij, mobile bij, iPhone bij, car bij, 3 BHK bij, visa bij, then green card bees, and I don't know which are other bees. So many other beaches are there. So spiritual master never gives other beaches. He gives only Bhakti Lata beach. And anybody who has received the disciple, not necessarily initiated, anybody who is aspiring also, very sincerely practicing, he can also hear his spiritual master with great faith, submission, and with the mode of inquiry, rendering services. Then he will naturally have that humility, and there's no question of pride there. So here you can see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just sat in that unclean place one. We won't sit. We have this washroom area here only. After completing your business, there washing hands near the basin. Will you sit down? Okay, then the nice carpet is okay. That other area may be wet, but the carpet is at least dry. Will you sit on that dry carpet? No question. I said, let me get out. Even at the door entrance point also, we may not sit outside there. We will, if at all we have to sit, we'll sit as far as possible from that, even the entrance point also. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very humble. So his humility conquered the proud Prakashanand Saraswati, and he has said, please come here, your holiness. Why do you sit in that unclean place? What has caused your lamentation? He thought, because these Mayavadis are very proud fellows in the mode of passion, then that leads to ignorance also. So he is ignorant, and in ignorance one will lament. Shudras are famous for lamentation. So if you are lamenting any time in your life, know that you are predominantly having Shudra quality. Though maybe in the Varna you may be born in Brahmin family, you may be born in Kshatriya family, you may be born in Vaishya family. But when you lament, you are a Shudra. That is the characteristic of a Shudra. Shudra is in the mode of ignorance. So because he is ignorant, his lamenting, So he is calling Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what has caused your lamentation? That is his foolishness. But now, because he has come in touch with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he's respected Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he's rendering service now. Now we'll see what he is doing. Now he's just requesting him, please come in a better place. This is unclean place. So by rendering service, he will make advancement. Now also, by speaking respectfully, if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would have just come in, imagine, he would have washed his lotus feet and he would have gone and said, this is the topmost, okay, this is better place, topmost seat. He would have sat there, then that would not lead to humility of Prakashananda Saraswati. Rather, what does this sannyasi think of himself? We are sitting here on the mat here and he's sitting on high seat. He is from Bharati Sampradaya, we are from Saraswati. So then we will sit on these cartons. So two egos, when they clash with each other, then it is a big problem. Always, that Hanumanji, for the sake of that Simika, who said, anybody, Brahmaji has blessed anybody who passes through this waterways over the ocean has to enter through my mouth. Like that. Then he became 10 yojanas. Her mouth became 20 yojanas. He became 30 yojanas. Her mouth became 40 yojanas. And he became 50 yojanas. Her mouth became 60 yojanas. Then he became 70 yojanas. Her mouth became 80 yojanas. Then he became 90 yojanas. Her mouth became 100 yojanas. Then Hanumanji became very small, entered in her mouth and came out. Now we have respected Brahmaji's blessing to you that anybody passes through has to enter through your mouth. So I entered through your mouth. Now please let me go ahead, she said. You're very smart. So there is always Radhana Swami Maharaj says that there is no end to ego tussle. Our Hanumanji was never in ego tussle. Basically, he is the most intelligent person. So purposefully he made her expand bigger. So her ego was getting hurt. How can this fellow become 70 yojana? Then I'll become 80 yojana. Then he has become 90 yojana, I'll become 100 yojana. Like that, ego is like that. But Hanumanji is pure devotee. So he has no ego problem. He just knew how the psychology of a materialistic person or demonic person is. So when she became 100, he just became small, entered and came out. Done. So that is the way to win over proud people. Generally, this will not work. You will think, this is illogical. How can, he is proud, then I also have to be proud. अगर मुझे थप्पड़ मारा तो मैं भी थप्पड़ मारूंगा. Better than that is ईट का जवाब पत्थर से. ईट मारा वो फूट गया, मेरे थोड़ा लग गया और फूट गया वो. Now I will throw stone. It will not break. It will break his body only. Like that. So this is materialistic consciousness. And unless you have faith in Krishna and faith in the power of bhakti, you won't be able to apply humility where other persons are applying false ego or ahankar. You understand? Isn't it? How many of you have seen that somebody says something to you, you also say something loudly? You become angry. Yeah, this is because we are coming from materialistic background. But have you ever tried somebody became very angry or something like that, and you became humble like that? Not because of ignorance. Boss is saying that you rascal, you did not complete your project in time. Huh? Sorry, sir. Not like that. Because you cannot say what nonsense. क्या अपने आप को क्या समझता है तू रे? हाँ? कंपनी का बॉस हुआ तो क्या अपने क्या समझता है? मेरे पास 10 गुंडे हैं. बाजा दूंगा. Even if you say like that, you will be out from the job. So not because of that. You had the power, but you did not utilize in that egoistic way. You remained, means you tried to be humble. How many of you did that? At least nobody ever experienced. Earlier you said, because you said, yeah, in front of boss, you chastised me several times, but I was very humble. Not that way. Just imagine you are the boss of your boss. Then immediately you chastise him. So when you have the power to be arrogant, but you choose to be humble, then you can, that means you have understood or the power of bhakti. You have faith in the power of bhakti and this doesn't work. ईट का जवाब पत्थर से, ईट का जवाब ईट से नहीं. ईट का जवाब फूलों से. Angry words का जवाब worship से. So you have to learn it. Then you have to practice it. Then you will learn it. But it's not so easy to practice. The whole world is arrogant. How can I be not arrogant. In my childhood, I was very selfish, and I analyzed, okay, by being selfish, I become topper in academics, in other fields, sports, many places. And I get so many prizes, so many medals, this, that. But there is some emptiness in the heart. What is the reason for this emptiness? I don't feel supremely and all time blissful, happy. It's just a temporary, okay, you succeeded in this field, academics, so many people glorified you. Wow, wow. But then after some 10 days, 15 days, 1 month later, not everybody will keep appreciation it done. Oh, well done, you became topper, topper. Powerful thing to do. Then only people will they will praise us. Then again you do something glorious, so-called glorious, materialistic. People again pat, wow, you are hero. Okay, very good. But then after 10, 15 days, again that is gone. Now again I have to do something. So why can't I be permanently? What is the problem? I would think in my childhood. Then with my own discrimination, with analysis, I understood it is because I am selfish. I need to be selfless. If I'm selfless, then I'll be all the time happy. Now then I was wondering, everybody around me is quite selfish. How can I be selfless? Because if I become selfless, they will exploit me, isn't it? When they see that, oh, this fellow is very selfless, anything you ask him, he gives. So then they will ask me anything. There are chappal there are shoes there are ye cycle there, and I will be left with nothing. So people will exploit me. So I can't be selfless. You understand? So this was a puzzle for me till I came across ISKCON devotees. First blow was with Radheshyam Pr only, because they had invited me for that youth program on Thursday in January 1996. And they said one Radheshyam Das, MTech IIT Powai, gold medalist. He comes every Thursday, gives Gita classes. You are most welcome. That is free of cost. So then I said, fine. So I went with my friends, and because I was in engineering, first semester was over. First semester we had some seminars at least, by this, that, and that would be in seminar hall. All the first year boys and girls, we were around, I don't know how many, 300-400 boys and girls would attend huge hall, and that person would speak. And generally they would be in coat suit, tie, boot, or sometimes they would be in formal clothes like that, and they would speak something in English. The seminar would be over. So I thought like that only, this person also would be like that, because they did not tell anything else. Radheshyam Das, MTech, IIT Kovi told. So when I was entering in that area, Kirtan sound was coming. Kirtan. Okay, okay. This is Gita class, so there may be Kirtan. Fine, no problem. And then there are some hundreds of shoes were there outside, chappals. So many boys have come. Okay, good. So then door was open only like this. So when I saw so many boys were in the room, and then here only there was altar. So from at the door I was entering, I saw Radha Gopinath, Gaur Nitai, and all that. Okay, Gita class. So then this side, because I came from the door, I did not see here first. I saw the boys this side sitting, altar then, second. And third was that person sitting on something like this, down only, with sound system. And he was playing Mridang and wonderful Kirtan. He was leading. ये कौन आदमी ये क्लास देंगे क्या? Who's that राधेश्याम दास एमटेक आईआईटी को? तो वो कोई और होगा ना, कोट सूट टाई में या फिर फॉर्मल क्लोथ में आएगा वो. ये तो साधु है कोई, पता नहीं. गीता का क्लास वार्मिंग अप सेशन में भी some kind of sadhu might have been invited for kirtan. He may be having some expertise. ठीक है, no problem. Then I sat, and then after that he only started lecture. He only went on with that Gita class. यही है क्या वो? MTech IIT board. So then he was the first one in my life I saw as a selfless person. Though MTech IIT Powai gold medalist, nothing to do with money, nothing to do with house, family members, no possession of this world, and he's full-fledged sadhu. And I understood one can be selfless and not get exploited also. So I need to find out how this fellow cannot be exploited by others. You understood? Huh? Because from my childhood, the puzzle was how to be selflessness will make me happy. But if I am selfless, others will exploit. I need to be selfish only. Otherwise, my existence will be ruined. But first time in life when I saw him, then I understood one can be selfless. It's possible in this day and age. So then regularly attending classes. I was very clear from day one. In fact, I was looking for this only. So here we see how humility of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu attracted the humility or submission in the life of Prakashanand Saraswati, though as a Mayavadi, he was extremely proud. Can you imagine? You have, they say sometimes 10,000 sannyasi disciples, sometimes 60,000. But let's say you have 10,000 sannyasi disciples. Any one of you have one. How much will be your pride? How many if you have 10,000 followers? Raise your hand. YouTube, anybody has YouTube channel? How many followers? Means subscribers, not followers. You can say followers. Followers and subscriber, what difference is there? Subscribers means namesake, they are there for their own selfish purpose. Follower means he follows your instructions. That is a very big word. How many? 10, 15. We have our channel. How many? 300. And God knows that 300 is not their namesake there. Rajat Prabhu inspired them. सबको बोला खराड़ी में ये सब सुंदरश्याम प्रभु का चैनल सब्सक्राइब करो, वो हमें 100 तक करना है, फिर वो यूट्यूब से कुछ तो मिलेगा. बाद में 100 कर दी, 100 के आगे क्रॉस हो गया. Then we understood not 100, 1,000 subscribers are required. Then YouTube gives some facility. I said, Hare Prabhu, forget it. Don't get into all this rat race. We don't want subscribers. So this is all different. So how much pride it will lead to? Prakashanand Saraswati became humble. Or say these words, please come here, your holiness. Why do you sit in that unclean place? What has caused you? This is not easy for him. He was extremely proud. In fact, the foundation of this whole meeting is he had been criticizing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What is this bhau sannyasi, sentimental sannyasi? Like women and children is dancing on the streets and singing loudly. Gone crazy. This is not a duty of a sannyasi. Sannyasi should be into reading scriptures, be very renounced, nothing to do with the world. Hell with the whole world. Let the whole world go to hell. We will go merge in the impersonal Brahman. Like that, they are very proud. So now let's see what he says. 64th. प्रभु कहे आमी हई दीन संप्रदाय उमा सभार सभाए सीते न जुयाए. Lord replied, I belong to a lower order of sannyasis. Therefore, I do not deserve to sit with you. First was action. He washed his lotus feet wherever he washed. There only he sat down. The action. Nothing he has spoken. Certainly he emitted Brahma Jyoti, bright effulgence from his body. So they were all impersonalists. They were very much attracted. So he attracted them in that way. Now next are the words. See how he is speaking. I belong to a lower order of sannyasis. Therefore, I do not deserve to sit with you. How many of us can say like that? In your interview, you go and campus interview or company interview. They are going to recruit boys and you are one of the hundreds of boys. Will you say that, actually, somehow I passed, sir. It's a great wonder for me. How did I get certificate? How did I get degree? I was not even planning to go for receiving certificate, knowing well that I would have failed only. Why to cut a sorry figure? But somehow some friend said that's why I went there and I was surprised. I was a topper. कुछ तो जरूर मिस्टेक हुआ होगा वो चेकिंग में, पेपर चेकिंग में, लेकिन जो भी है मैंने स्वीकार कर लिया. फिर ऐसा कोई बोलेगा क्या? No question. Even if you have less marks, no sir, actually my that time I had a severe headache. Otherwise I was going to crack everybody. Not on the exam, everybody in the examination hall and in whole college I was going to crack everyone. But at least exam I was going to crack enough. But then because of severe headache, you just select me in your company and you see, करोड़ों सितारों से भर दूंगा company. All employees will be out. सितारे ही सितारे रहे. Like that, people post like anything, isn't it? But here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is completely opposite. I belong to a lower order of sannyasis. Therefore, I do not deserve to sit with you. That means, sir, I am not fit for your company at all. That's what it means, na? देखो ये सब लोगों का company है ना, 60,000 employees are there, and उसका जो क्या CEO is Prakashanand Saraswati. And what is saying? So I do not deserve to be selected in your company. Yes or no? कंपनी तो है ना, वो कंपनी है ना, एसोसिएशन. वही तो बोल रहे हो. बहुत मुश्किल है ऐसा बोलना. महाप्रभु बोल सकते हैं क्योंकि उनको पूरा वो तो कृष्ण प्रेम से भरे हुए. Okay, something from purport. Mayavadi sannyasis are always very puffed up because of their knowledge of Sanskrit and because they belong to the Shankar Sampradaya. They are always under the impression that unless one is a Brahman and a very good Sanskrit scholar, especially in grammar, one cannot accept the renounced order of life or become a preacher. So these are the prerequisites, qualifications required. It's like you need a BTech degree for being in company. So he has to be a great Sanskrit scholar, especially in grammar. How many of you know Sanskrit language? Raise your hand. Grammar in particular.
Little bit, not all.
It takes 12 years of intense study for you to be good, better in grammar of Sanskrit. Not so easy. I had, I mean, my 8, 9, 10th standard, we had Sanskrit. I got 49 out of 50, 1 mark less. But that is nothing. कुछ बोलने जाएंगे कुछ आया पको पको तो उतना भी नहीं आएगा पको पको तको भी नहीं आएगा कुछ नहीं आएगा बात. It requires great scholarship. Then ahead he says this bhaja govindam govindam bhaja mudamate samprapte sannihite kale nahi nahi rakshati tukrut karne. This is Shankaracharya's words. Somewhere in Varanasi, he was passing by, and there was one old 90-plus-year-old fellow. He was grammarian, he knew grammar, etc. Sanskrit, but this Dukrun root word, he was not having good knowledge of. So he asked another great learned Sanskrit scholar, could you please explain me what is the Dukrun, that root or whatever, like that. So Shankaracharya felt pathetic. What a fool he is. In 90-plus-year-old, that means very close to death. His body is not functioning properly. He's asking that fellow, could you please tell me Dukrun, how does it function, what does it, he's asking, like that. So he, that time, spontaneously, out of compassion, Shankaracharya is Lord Shiva, no? Charachara Guru. He's Shiva only.
Yes.
So Shiva is Charachara Guru. He is the Guru of all the living and non-moving beings also. So he felt pathetic for this person, and on the spot, suddenly he said, very spontaneously, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudamate, you fool, Samprapte Sannihite Kale, coming close to death, Sannihite Kale, Kal aa raha hai paas mein tumhara. Nahi nahi rakshati dukrun karne. Arre, this dukrun karan will not help you at the time of death. क्या पागल है 90-plus-year-old fellow and he's inquiring about Dukrun, this Karan or whatever it is. So on the spot. So hearing him, their master said his 2 lines only. Immediately, that's what Kanai Krishna was saying. That next disciple, one disciple of Shankaracharya, he said the next pankti, stanza. Then the third one said the second one. Then the fourth one. Like that, the entire song is there. Each disciple singing one stanza. And like that, the whole song is there, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam. That you have seen, how many of you have seen at least the song? It's a long song. I don't know how many. 30, 30, 34. 34 stanzas are there. I don't know whether 34 disciples were there. Means 33 maybe there. 1 and 3, something like that. So that's what Prabhupada is commenting. Dukrun refers to suffixes and prefixes in Sanskrit grammar. Shankaracharya warned the disciples that if they concerned themselves only with the principles of grammar, not worshipping Govinda, they were fools who would never be saved. Yet in spite of Sripad Shankaracharya's instructions, foolish Mayavadi sannyasis are always busy juggling words on the basis of strict Sanskrit grammar. So we are never into it. We have Prabhupada books, we have Sanskrit verses, and Prabhupada has given word-to-word meaning. In fact, I heard Prabhupada did not give that. Pradyumna Prabhu or some Sanskrit scholar, he would have some book, something, and he would say what is the meaning of that, and he would give that. And Prabhupada gave only translations and purports, like that. Maybe for earlier Bhagavad Gita, maybe Prabhupada gave, that's why that Go Raksha word, Krushi Go Raksha Vanijam, Prabhupada had translated it as cattle raising. And then eventually some disciples said, Swamiji, do you say cattle raising? Prabhupada said, yeah, Go Raksha. Just like children raising, we have in India. क्या कहते हैं?
Child protection.
बच्चों को संभालना, पालन पोषण करना, child raising in English. So like that, cattle raising, गायों का पालन पोषण करना. So Ms. Prabhupada had that understanding. They said, Swamiji, cattle raising means you have livestock, you have this in the slaughterhouses, you feed the cows and bulls very nicely so that they become very plumpy, filled with flesh, and then you can cut them and you can get a lot of flesh. That is called as cattle raising. Prabhupada said, my God, this is completely opposite. We mean Go Raksha, protection of the cows, like that. So then they said, then this is completely opposite. So then they said, okay, we need to give another word. So then Prabhupada gave the word cow protection. Before that, cattle raising word was given by Prabhupada. So that time, maybe Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita was the beginning. So Prabhupada had given. But eventually Bhagavatam and all that, Pradyumna Prabhu and some other Sanskrit scholars, they would give. So our goal is not to become Sanskrit scholars, but to understand. Otherwise that, शिकारी आएगा, जाल बिछाएगा, दाना डालेगा, भूल से उसमें फंसता नहीं. How many of you know that? You all know that story. So like that will happen. We know all the Sanskrit, Maya is very powerful. Maya is very powerful. This girl is so beautiful. So we are having Sanskrit knowledge, and what we are having in life is completely opposite. That should not happen. Ahead Prabhupada says, to remain distinct from Vaishnava sannyasis, the sannyasis of the Mayavadi Sampradaya always think themselves to be situated in a very much elevated spiritual order. But Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in order to teach them how to become humble and meek, accepted himself as belonging to a lower Sampradaya of sannyasis. Thus, he wanted to point out clearly that a sannyasi is one who is advanced in spiritual knowledge. One who is advanced in spiritual knowledge should be accepted as occupying a better position than those who lack such knowledge. There are three types of, what do you call say, vruddhas or matured people. Vaya vruddha, jnana vruddha, bhakti vruddha. So here Mayavadis think that they are jnana vruddha. But anybody who has spiritual knowledge, that means bhakti. Bhakti vruddha is far superior to jnana vruddha. There will be big scholars who may have a lot of knowledge, but they are not having bhakti. So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is bhakti what? Bhakti Devi's mood he has accepted. Radharani Bhav he has accepted. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Krishna himself who has appeared. Ahead he says, the Mayavadi Sampradaya sannyasis are generally known as Vedantis, as if Vedanta were their monopoly. You understand what monopoly? Hamara ही right है, बाकी किसी का not like that. Actually, however, Vedanti refers to a person who perfectly knows Krishna, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 15:15. Vedesya sarve hameva vedya. By all the Vedas, it is no Krishna who is to be known. The so-called Mayavadi Vedantis do not know who Krishna is. Therefore, the title of Vedanti or the knower of Vedanta philosophy is simply a pretension. Mayavadi sannyasis always think of themselves as real sannyasis and consider sannyasis of the Vaishnava order to be brahmacharis. A brahmachari is supposed to engage in the service of a sannyasi and accept him as his guru. Mayavadi sannyasis therefore declare themselves to be not only gurus but Jagat gurus or the spiritual masters of the entire world, although of course they cannot see the entire world. So Mayavadis use the word Jagat guru. So that's why we don't refer to Prabhupada as Jagat guru. Earlier you saw in our that how many have seen that translation of meaning of Guru Puja. So at the end they had typed it in that plastic lamination. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. But His Holiness, I had that in my mind, Are the Jagat Guru likha, because 20-25 years before, His Holiness Jayadvaita Swami Maharaj had come to Radha Kunjaveri temple. And there Radhesham Prabhu, after Maharaj sang Mangalati, Radhesham Prabhu started singing Tulsi Arti, Nasim Arti. So towards the end, he said something like, Jaya Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. Like that, Maharaj shouted, stop it! No, we don't say it to Prabhupada, Jagat Guru. Because that is how the Mayavadis address their Guru, Jagat Guru. So we don't refer to Prabhupada. So then afterwards we came to know in the voices. Then we also stopped. In our voices also it would go on this. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. We would all sing. That was a trend in 1996, 97. I don't know when Maharaj came. Whenever he came, 98, 99. Then we stopped. Now we don't sing, but sometimes some other, if they don't sing, they say that Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki. Yeah. We don't refer because Maharaj gave strong.
So the Vishwaguru title was given to Prabhupada. Is it all right?
By whom?
During Kumbh Mela, the other Mathadipatis.
So that's okay in their circle. We don't have to worry. Otherwise, then so many is called as Jagat Guru, Santa Shiromani Tukharam Maharaj. Now, Jagat Guru, he never, as far as I know, he never went out of Maharashtra, where he was restricted to Dehu, Pandharpur, Wagoli, Pune, farthest where he went. I don't think he went to the border of Maharashtra also. Sangli, Satara, Mahabaleshwar, he never went anywhere. He was here only. Isn't it? At least some sannyasi like Namdev Maharaj went to Punjab and stayed there for sufficient period of time. So, but not him, not Tukaram Maharaj. But then he's called a Jagat Guru because his teachings are,
Went all over.
well, they went all over the world and they are saving the people there everywhere. So that's why he's called a Jagat Guru. So that way, Prabhupada himself also went to 6 continents. That way, he deserves the title to be called as Jagat Guru. But then, because Mayavadis refer their Guru as Jagat Guru, then to differentiate ourselves, our Guru Prabhupada is not like Mayavadis, you Mayavadis. So he is not Jagat Guru. You call your Guru as Jagat Guru. We don't call our Guru. In that sense, he might have said. But in actuality, Prabhupada is the Jagat Guru. Sometimes they dress gorgeously and travel on the backs of elephants in processions, and thus they are always puffed up, accepting themselves as Jagat Guru. So they not only say themselves as Jagat Guru, they go on the back of elephant in procession. How much we see? In Kumbh Mela, it seems they go like
Yes.
this. An elephant that who big Guru will sit, and all the disciples, Jai Ho, Jagat Guru, Sachidananda Swami, Ya Anand Anand, like that. Srila Rupa Goswami, however, has explained that Jagat Guru properly is one who is controller of his tongue, mind, words, belly, genitals, and anger. So Prithvim sa Shishya, isn't it? Etan Vegan so Vishayeta Dhiraha, Sarvam Apimam, Prithvim sa Shishya. He can make disciples all over the world. Who? Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam, Jiva Vegam, Udara Purpasta Vegam. One who controls his 6 urges. The urge to speak, urges of the mind, urges of anger, urge of the tongue to eat this palatable dish, that palatable dish, urges of the belly. This goes by quality, tongue, delicious food. This is nothing. जीवा में लार आता है, ये भी लेना है, ये क्या है, ये मिलेगा और एक मिलेगा भी. So that is tongue, quality, and sama nothing to do with quality. It is quantity. टैंक भर दो मेरा, फुल होना चाहिए और फ्लो होना चाहिए. हमें डिफरेंस इतना ही अंतर है ना, 1 फीट का होगा 1 फुट का, बट लॉट ऑफ डिफरेंस इज देयर. दिस हैज नथिंग टू डू विद क्वांटिटी, दिस हैज टू डू विद क्वालिटी ओनली. इतना वैरायटी है चलता ही है, एंड दिस हैज नथिंग टू डू विद क्वालिटी, ओनली क्वांटिटी. और मिलेगा क्या? Genital, when the tongue is uncontrolled, then one will eat like anything, and the tank is filled, then it will apply pressure on genital, and genital will be agitated. That's why one has to control the tongue. It all begins with the tongue. Divine Grace Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, tongue, belly, and genitals, they are all in one line. So it all begins with tongue. If only one can control the tongue. How to control the tongue? By taking prasadam only, Krishna prasadam. But we may take too much of prasadam. Sometimes prasadam may not be available. You are traveling in the train, you are carrying journey prasad, and then it falls short. It is just enough. And then, okay, it falls short. Now, what is the option? You can purchase some fruits, dahi. Not many options. You cannot take that bhaji, vada pav. So many options are there. Misal, all that we cannot take because all having onion garlic, unoffered. Where? Huh? No, when the quantity is too much and quality also. Quality means rich food. Somebody takes too much of paneer and takes a lot of sweets, etc. Then the loss of semen will happen. And quantity too much he takes, stuff the belly. It will apply pressure on the genital, then also loss of semen. So either one goes, one has uncontrolled tongue or one has uncontrolled belly. In either case, loss of semen is most maximum possibilities there. One cannot overstuff the belly quantity, and one cannot eat rich foods. Both ways there will be problem. Rich means what they call protein will be there, high protein, soya bean, all that. Chini, I think, sugar, sweets and all that. One moderately. That's why Yukta Ahara Vihas. Moderate. Anywhere excess is done, it will lead to trouble. Prithvim sa Shishya. Such a Jagat Guru is completely fit to make disciples all over the world. Due to false prestige, Mayavadi sannyasis who do not have these qualifications sometimes harass and blaspheme a Vaishnava sannyasi who humbly engages in the service of the Lord. Take 1 more, 60. आपने प्रकाशानंद
आपने प्रकाशानंद
आते ते थरिया
आते ते थरिया
बसाईला सभा मध्ये
बसाईला
सम्मान करिया. Prakashanand Saraswati, however, caught Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally by the hand and seated him with great respect in the midst of the assembly. So you see how it happened. Mahaprabhu came, he sat in the same place. So then that was humility he showed just through his behavior. So that led to some words from Prakashanand Saraswati. Sir, why are you sitting here? Please come there, like that. And then next is he caught hand of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and gently it invited him, please come and sit in a better place. So if you are very humble all throughout, with body, mind and words, it will lead to others' progress also. Such a staunch Mayavadi sannyasi made progress first through words, by respectful words, and now respectful behavior. He has invited Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inside. He took him personally by hand, directly. His heart was touched by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's humility. Then his tongue was touched, respectful words came, and now his body is touched. The body he is touching to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and so step by step progress happened in him. Here, Agyat Sukruti focuses on or past activities that one executes unknowingly. Thus, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very tactfully gave Prakashanand Saraswati an opportunity to advance in Agyat Sukruti, so that in the future he might actually become a Vaishnava sannyasi. So we also do this, especially in book distribution and all. First time we are interacting with people, they may be materialistic people, atheists, and all varieties of people, sense gratifiers, womanizers. So they are very gone cases. But when we are approaching with book, if you are very humble and very gentlemanly, that will have a lasting impression on their heart. My God, what a wonderful person. If you see in Lilamrit, somewhere third, fourth chapter is, a very nice, saintly person. How many of you remember?
Yes.
Yeah, I read. Who is that?
His guru.
Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. Because Abhay Charan Day was student with his friend, this, that, life was going on. And then Narendra Malik said, come Abhay, like that. And Abhay was reluctant, but then somehow he was pushed. And then he was brought there. And then first place only Bhaktan Thakur, as they were rising after obeisances. And so why don't you preach the message of Lord Chaitanya in English language? You are young educated men, like that. And the Prabhupada had some kind of discussion. You will first have freedom for India. He said, no, only problem in this world is lack of Krishna consciousness. So that whole chapter is entitled as a very nice saintly person. So like that, we all have to be gentlemen. Prabhupada was asked among all your followers, among all the millions of people, how to know if you are one follower? Said it is very easy. My followers are perfect gentlemen. So we all have to be perfect gentlemen. Here Prabhupada was perfect gentleman. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu behaved like a perfect gentleman, and that led to humility and lasting impression in the heart of Prakashanand Saraswati. I had many things will happen, but beginning itself was so nice. They said, well begun is half done. So we were full done only because we were something with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But I had the discussion will happen, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will very naturally, with all humility, he will defeat them. How, that we'll see later. So we should allow people to have Agya Sukriti. We should not be like an animal. Very bad. Should not say like this. These are not the ways. We have to say, no, distribute a book by hook or a crook. This is not the way. You should, Prabhupada said, you should distribute the book on its credit. What is the glory of that book? You explain, sir, in this book, this is explained how to find and how this. And yeah, I'm looking for this. Please give me one. Like that. There are two types of book distributors. One is a Brahmin type and one is Vaishya type. No, Vaishya type. So Vaishya type is after score. Kitna aaya? Na score mera. Kaise aaya usse lena nahi. I pushed people, but I had a big score. That is very bad policy. Brahmin type means he has read the book, he is touched by the message in the book, and he appreciates, glorifies that message, impressed by the message, and he wants this should not be restricted to only me. It should be given to the whole world. And then he goes out and has some reaching out. So,
what did Prabhupada mean? He said that by distributed by the enthusiasm.
Correct. That enthusiasm when will he come? When he is reading Prabhupada books, and he is coming for morning program, he is chanting attentively. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Then enthusiasm.
There's nothing Vaishya type.
No, no, no. I ended by hook or crook, distribute a book. His Grace Hima Prabhu was explaining once that in UK it seems there are two towns. One is Hook and other is Crook. So basically, if you have to go to the other side, one way is through Hook town and other is through Crook town. So you have to
Go by hook.
You have two choices. It's like Bombay you want to go, you can go maybe by this old Bombay Pune highway and one is express highway. Something like that about, so that's why in London I think they have this word by hook or by crook. Because these are two different towns of UK. But now devotees afterwards started misusing this, misapplying this formula. Then I heard somewhere Princeton University at least they had put a board very nicely. It leads to Agyat Sukruti, lowish compliment. Yeah, very refined people, very gentlemanly. So even if they don't take a book and all, that will give a nice impression. Their Sukruti, Agya Sukruti will increase. Next time, or next to next time, they will definitely purchase them. Yes.
Give me free Give me this book is free.
You can say book is free, only the printing cost. Knowledge is free, only for printing there was some cost. We just expect some printing cost only from.
But it was I would usually kind of
Let him teach, no problem. You can say knowledge is free, sir. Now you ask me questions for next 10 hours. I'll give you answers. Nothing will be charged. But just you understand, is there anything that book can come without without involvement of money? For printing, there is some money required. So just expecting printing cost. Like that, you have to keep humble, be humble, and request.
Even their teaching.
No, let them teach. That is their problem. He has some problem in his life. He is suffering. That's why he's teasing. If you become flared up, what? That means you have a problem. You should not be become like that. Yeah. Or worst come worst, what you can say, sir, I'm earning person. I earn money. Okay, it seems you have some lack of money, maybe some poverty or something like that. Then I will sponsor for you. I will shell out my money. By Lord's grace, I have enough money. But this book has a printing cost. It is not free. I'm sponsoring for you. Then he'll feel, my God, क्या मेरे लिए तुम sponsor कर रहे हो क्या? मैं क्या भिखारी हूँ क्या? एकदम humbly बोलना है लेकिन. Like I went to Mr. Tate, my teacher in my second year of engineering. I was from electrical, but we had one mechanical subject, I think, strength of materials. So he was teaching us. So then I went to his house. I knew his house. And I had carried Radheshamru's one long book, that Essence of Bhagavad Gita, you have seen? Hardbound like that. So those years, that was good book, big book. So I carried and said, sir, this is very nice, please take it and all. So, because I was a student also, but he was gentleman. He said, it's okay, I will take later, like that. So what I said, I understood this fellow is not taking. So what? Sir, money problem? He is a professor in engineering college. How will he have money? That book costed that time 60 rupees. 60 rupees isn't a big deal. That was a professor of engineering college teaching some subject. 60 rupees will never be a problem. But I purposefully said, sir, money problem? He said, no, I just wait. Then he went inside, brought 60 rupees again. Understood? कोई फूल पूछेगा क्या किसी प्रोफेसर को? मनी प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है. 60 रुपए, 6,000 का थोड़ा ही बुक है, 60,000 का बुक नहीं था. 60 rupees nothing.
Yes.
I purposefully said that. So money problem. जैसे अभी वो लोन पे चल रहा है कुछ तो उसका कर्जे पे, और बाद में जब पैसा आएगा तब वो लेंगे, ऐसे बोल रहे हो. मैंने सुना.
So Narottam Thakur says very South Damodar, very Chaitanya, very Srinivasacharya. So he's also lamenting, and you mentioned.
Oh, that is not lamentation in the mode of ignorance. This is an ecstasy. This is viraha. This viraha is not different from union. When you are deeply in separation, separation from a Vaishnava or Krishna or whatever, so that time you are deeply united with him. You are with him. That's why now what slogan is there is service in separation or Prabhupada disciple. After 25 years of Juhu temple completion, I don't remember which year, 2001 or somewhere, there was a celebration. 40
Okay.
disciples of Prabhupada were invited from all over the world. So they came, and the whole subject matter of discussions, everyone speaking, was service in separation. That we have been separated from Prabhupada for last 25 years. So how we have been rendering services, and how we feel united with Prabhupada because of services that we are rendering as per his instruction. So it was very nice service in separation topic. So when we are serving like that in separation, so or we are lamenting, so to say, that time you feel united with that person. Eno Prabhu kotha gela Acharya Thakur. So each word is saying, what is it? Rupa. Kaha mora swarup rupa, kaha sanatana, kaha dasa raghunatha, patita bhava. Now you don't go by melody and all tune and all that. If you sing this song in that real feeling of separation, you'll immediately, your heart will be flooded with their Naam, Roop, Gunali. Naam to you anyway you're saying. Kaha mora Swarup. Now Swarup Naam came. Immediately Roop. Okay, all of us have not seen Swarup Dhamma also. Some description may be there in Chaitanya. Some Roop accordingly will come. Otherwise, at least qualities. Oh, he was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's personal secretary. And then he was so much madly attracted to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, he went to Varanasi and he took sannyas, and then he came back to meet him in Jagannath Puri, etc. So qualities and pastimes will flood your heart. So you are with that person. Though you are lamenting, oh, where is he gone? Just like His Holiness Gopal Krishna. So we all were crying. But while crying, what are we doing? We are remembering him, his form, name to anyway, but the form, then qualities and pastimes. So many, he came to Pune, I remember, and he gave initiation, and this happened. Isn't it? Our memories are flooded with their, our heart is flooded with their memories. So that way you are united. So that is not lamentation in the mode of ignorance. That is lamentation, you can say, in the mode of pure goodness. That is what we are aspiring for. That may we feel separation. And that remembrance of Krishna is a remedy for all our problems. And forgetfulness is the greatest curse. So remembrance. How will you come? In separation. You are not directly able to, like morning we saw. When I came and I started singing, leading Kirtan, I immediately remembered the forms of their Lordship, Shri Radha Vrindavan. Because we just had darshan around 5, it might have closed. And then here, just 10 minutes or 12 minutes later, we are here and singing. How many of you remember which color dress was there for Gaurnitai? Which color?
Just a green color. Green color.
Which was prominent color?
Sea green.
Green.
Sea green.
Sea green.
Yes.
Okay. Huh?
Green color.
Red color was there or not there?
Yes.
Red color was prominent one. And some design, some part of the dress was?
Inside, like, he had older sea green, and about that there was some green kind of.
Okay, but prominent was which one? Red, huh? Some part, yeah, okay, you can say 30-40% was sea green, but 60% also was red only, na? Prominent. And then Radha Vrindavan Chandra?
Blue and
Red was the prominent and green some part, isn't it? So that should naturally come. And Jagannath Baldev Subhadra, I did not see much, but red and green again. Okay, so it should come. Why we are feeling that? Because we're feeling separation. Or just altar close 10-15 minutes back. So naturally heart should flood. Okay. Any other? How to be selfish?
Selfless.
How to be selfish? You don't have to be. Just go outside, you will learn how to be selfish. Selfless by seeing devotees how they are selfless. Oh, for that we have to get knowledge, Sambandha Gyan. Then Abhidaya can be practiced properly. So the Abhidaya will be having selfless lifestyle, devotional lifestyle. But Sambandha Gyan is the foundation. That's why you cannot be cheated. Anybody is trying to cheat you when you are practicing your Abhidaya, Sambandha Gyan will tell you that this person is trying to take your resources which are meant for service of Hari Guru Vaishnava. So then how to deal with him, tackle with him, that also you will know. Krishna will give Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam. Provided you are doing Tesham Satat Yuktana Bhajatam Pratipro. With quantity, Satat Yukta, and quality Pritipurvakam. Then Krishna gives the intelligence by which you are not able to, you are not getting cheated by him. You do deal tactfully. He is not hurt in that sense, but your resources are not exploited by him. That, according to time plus circumstances, Krishna will give the intelligence.
So Srila Prabhupada said before going to bed, we should read Krishna book. Now I was reading with my boys from last couple of months. Now we are done with Krishna book. This one chapter is remaining. Now again we should restart Krishna book or read some other book.
You could read Chaitanya Bhagavat. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur has said that all the Gaudiya Vaishnavas should read Chaitanya Bhagavat for 100 times. So I would recommend you, okay, Krishna book once done. Now you start Chaitanya Bhagavat and do at least once. That itself will take minimum 1-2 months. And then when you Sanatana Goswami, Ramananda Rai, Sarvam Bhattacharya and Prakashan Saraswati. With these 5 scholars, so much philosophical discussion Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had. All these 5 personalities are put in there. That's why teachings are there. Na? Teachings is prominent book. It's not pastime. Krishna is what? Krishna, the supreme personality of God. His pastimes are there. 90 chapters, if you see, they are purely pastimes only. Some little philosophy that Vedic Vedas, prayers. That is one philosophy. Prabhupada inserts philosophy in each pastime, that is different. But otherwise, the book is quite of nice pastime. If you want, you can go on with teachings of Lord Chaitanya. See how it goes on. If the devotees are drowsy, they are feeling like that, then you can stop it and start Chaitanya Bhagavat. It's very nectarian and should be read ideally 100 times by all of us.
Oh, we love it.
That is also.
Some pastimes and philosophy is also there.
Yeah. Any other?
Thank you, Prabhupada.
Bharati Sampradaya. There are 10 Sampradayas in Mayavadis. Nada, Gira, I think Parvat, then what else? Then Bharati, Saraswati and Puri. These are 3, I think, somewhere higher level. And in that also, above Bharati are this Puri and Saraswati. That's why he is very proud. Even Sarvam Bhattacharya afterwards, he also has the similar difficulty. So this sannyasi has taken sannyasi in Bharati Sampradaya. I can upgrade him, elevate him to higher level, to Puri or Saraswati. Gopinath Acharya becomes very angry. What fool are you? You think he is an ordinary human being who has taken sannyas in a lower Sampradaya? He is Krishna, the Supreme Person Godhead himself. What nonsense you are speaking? Where is it given? Krishna is 3 yogi, Satyayug, Tretayug, Dwapar. He never comes in Kali Yuga. So they have some philosophical debate. And Sarvam Bhattacharya says, come on, hum sale hain. Their wives, I think, were sisters. So hum sale hain. So itna kyun chid rahe ho, itna kyun garam ho rahe? But the point is, they are higher level of Mayavadi sciences. होता है ना, जैसे ब्राह्मण क्षत्रिय वैश्य शूद्र, ब्राह्मण are higher. That is explained, but I don't remember now. In Chaitanya Charitamrita it is there, maybe in this one. I think it will come here only somewhere, I think. That they have, I think, their areas. Because Shankaracharya established 4 mathas. Sringeri in south, then I think Jagannath Puri in east, Dwarka in west, and Badrinath in north. Like that, 4 corners of India, like that. And I'm not sure, proper, I think in that purport only mentions where the Bharati people are, and somewhere she has mentioned. You type in Vedavis, you get the details. Any other?
I would like to say lamenting comes from mode of ignorance. So something also comes
That's why na shochati, na kankshati. No hankering, no lamentation. Hankering is in the mode of passion, and lamentation is in the mode of ignorance. So both should not be there. For a person on the who is self-realized, who is on the soul platform, he will never lament, oh, this was lost. Soul can never lose anything, never belongs to soul anyway. Soul is blissful, Satchidananda. So something you lost in life, why do you lament? That is because of your ignorance. You don't have knowledge. You don't have knowledge that you are not the body, you are spirit. So this body will also go. People lament so much, isn't it? Just like you tell me this Ahmedabad plane crash. Before that, life was normal. And one girl, she reached late, 10 minutes late, because she got stuck in traffic. She was also having ticket and everything. And the airport authority said, no, sorry, madam, no question. You are late. The doors have closed. Sorry. How much she must have lamented. अरे मेरा पैसा गया, इतना मेहनत करके आई मैं, जाना तो था ना, और मेरे कितने सारे अपॉइंटमेंट, कुछ तो होगा ना उधर, ऐसे थोड़ी तो जा रहे. She must have lamented this. And afterwards when plane crash happened, बाप रे, जान बची लाखों पाए, मारो गोली. 10 गुना भी अधिक पैसा गया होता तो नो प्रॉब्लम. अच्छा हुआ भाई, कितना खुश होगी ना, पार्टी वगैरह दिया होगा तो सेलिब्रेट किया होगा स्मॉल स्केल पे. Similarly, that fellow also who survived, you know, the seat belt broke open and the door opened, emergency door, and he got thrown something like that. He also must be very happy. So you see, all the varieties of people are there. So hankering is in the mode of passion. So we should not be hankering also. She was hankering, you know. अरे नहीं मैडम थोड़ा सा जाने दीजिए ना, बस 10 मिनट लेट हुई ना, डोर तो क्या, you know, hankering, lamentation, all that happens. When you are on the soul platform, you don't lament for anything that you lost, and you don't feel, you know, अगर ये मिलेगा ना मुझे, then I'll be happy. I'll be happy. Nothing you need. You need only Krishna wherever you are. Sthane sthita shrutigatam tanuvan manobhi. All of us feel, you know, if only I can get iPhone, if I get iPad, if I get job in that city, if I get, you know, initiated, then I will be very happy. Even initiation and all that. This is material hankering in one sense. Now spiritual hankering is different. Then you are ready to wait. Guru Maharaj, whenever he feels, I am never qualified, but whenever his causeless mercy comes, I will wait. I will sincerely practice following correlative principles, chanting Hare Krishna. And whenever he is, you know, feels, then I will be happy to take. Otherwise, in this life, he doesn't give me, no problem. Next lifetime, I will take birth again, and I will hanker for getting initiation from him, and I will continue. And then, in that life also, he doesn't accept me, no problem. I practice sincerely Krishna, and then third life I'll take, and then he may become, not become, he is merciful always, but then he may become merciful to unfortunate, conditioned, unqualified soul. If you see Rukmini Devi saying that, oh Krishna, in love letter, you know, if you could accept me, you know, I'm meant for you only, but you are Simha, Narasimha. And in case I don't get you, then I will fast until death, and after death, next life I'll take, and I'll only want you to be my husband, to be my master, and myself to be your maid servant. In that life also I don't achieve you, then again I will go on fasting and all that. So 100 lifetimes, hundreds of lifetimes I'm ready. So this is really an aspiring disciple. अरे nowadays disciple, aspiring disciples कि हाँ गुरु महाराज हमें क्यों नहीं दे रहे, अरे मैं कितना क्वालिफाइड हूँ, और तुम्हारे शिष्य वृंद में मुझसे बढ़कर कौन, गुरुदेव मुझसे बढ़कर कौन. शुरू कर देता हूँ सबको हटा के, सबको रौंद की, I will walk over everyone, crush them everyone, and I will get initiated. I will dance, then celebrate my initiation party by dancing on all these devotees whom I trampled and smashed. वो क्या बोल रहे हैं आप, ये अंदर का भाव है हमारा. फॉल्स ईगो, यू नो, फ्रस्ट्रेटेड फॉल्स ईगो ऐसे बोलता है, उनकी ऐसी की तैसी, तेरा दीक्षा होना चाहिए, है कि नहीं? I have seen this in Mayapur. There are devotees. Maharaj said, I will give initiation, Brahman दीक्षा के लिए. तो सब 40 devotees थे जो candidates थे, तो 40 की 40 गए. Maharaj said, no, I cannot give. इसका नाम होना ही चाहिए. वो दूसरा बोलता है नहीं मेरा ये है ना, ये बहुत ये है. तो इतना झमेला हो गया. Amazing. The greatest battle of ISKCON in Mayapur Dham for second initiation under the flag of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. And Maharaj doesn't know, I think, all this. क्योंकि वो तो अपने रूम में थे. ये सब काउंसलर्स एंड काउंसलर्स का बड़ा युद्ध हुआ उधर. जो जीते वो भी मारे गए, जो हारे वो भी मारे गए, एक तरीके से. हाँ 17 के 19 ऐसा कुछ तो नंबर था. महाराज ऐसी लीलाएं करते हैं, सभी शिष्य दंग हो जाते हैं, देखते रहते हैं, आंखें बंद कर देते हैं. ये लीला कब तक चलेगी, इसका कुछ प्रलय होता है कि नहीं. दृष्टि पालन में हम मारे जा रहे हैं. हर टेस्ट करते हैं महाराज. आई हैव सीन.
In December, we had gone for initiation. So my name was on second day. Ashok was also there with me. So we could not.
The second day is nothing. In the last initiation, 2018 GV, you know, Maharaj gave from Pune all brahmacharis. He went on giving, and then 4 brahmacharis remained. Maharaj said, now it's enough. I will not give to brahmachari. Now I will give to grihasthas. Now Pune grihasthas can be called. तो 4 ब्रह्मचर्य हमारे बचे, बेचारे 4 आउट हो गए, और वो 18 के बाद अभी होने वाला था, इसमें भी उनका सेकेंड डे था, तो वो रह गया. तो सोचो कितना materially it is quite frustrating, but really those who are aspiring on spiritual platform, they will say, no problem, I am always unqualified. Whenever he gives diksha, that's not a problem. Following 4 regulations will same, and morning program same. Prabhupada is the same, Paundracharya, Guru is the same. What is the problem? Where is the difference? Difference is in our consciousness. That's why after initiation also people are not initiated. His Grace Conte Prabhu says, some people get initiated before initiation. Some people get initiated on the day of initiation. Some people get initiated after initiation. Some people never get initiated, though they were initiated. क्या क्या बोलो, गलती हुआ है शायद, नहीं गलती कुछ नहीं है. That means those are very sincere. They are just birth after birth, janme janme Prabhu say. So they are initiated even before initiation. Someday, some people are not initiated like that. They see, okay, oh, so many of my God brothers, they have come, and so many candidates are taking initiation and do yajna and all. So they become very serious and they take initiation. That is, they are initiated on that. Some people after initiation, those 10 साल हो गए, I never took spiritual master seriously. Now let me take it seriously. Then he takes whole thing seriously. Then he is initiated that time. And some people till the end of their life, they don't take initiation seriously. So they are never initiated, though some years back or some decades back, they took initiation. It is hard. Initiation is in the heart, real initiation. Like a girl who is whose marriage is like Gandhari, whose marriage was fixed with Dhritarashtra. Immediately she blindfolded herself. Did she blindfold herself on the marriage day before coming in the marriage hall? No. The moment she came to know my would-be husband, marriage in case of fixed wife, is blind, immediately she took a cloth strip and tied on her eyes. For whole life, I will not open this cloth strip. This is initiation. This is marriage. She was in love with her husband, whom she had not seen. देखो गांधारी ने कभी अपने हस्बैंड को देखा क्या धृतराष्ट्र? कभी नहीं, क्योंकि जैसे ही पता चला जिनके साथ विवाह होने वाला है, blind, she immediately. So all throughout she never saw Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra never saw Gandhari. Dhritarashtra was born blind and she blinded herself by putting a plaster. So this is the real marriage. On the day she blindfolded herself, the thought came, how can I be having better position than my husband? She took a cloth strip. That time only, when the thought came, that time only she was married. And then she took action also. She tied it. Marriage was done. Though formally marriage might have happened after a few months. So this is what it means by initiation. When you take the instructions of your spiritual master as your life and soul, you are initiated on the spot. It's a life after life, I will lay down my life for this reason only. You are initiated already. You don't need external initiation. That is a formality, which is done for the sake of social thing and all. कल कुछ मैं गलत ना कर दूं, विरोध में ना चला जाऊं. The formal initiation is done, then there is all. Just like I have taken this cloth, that means I cannot do any nonsense. अगर ये क्लोथ नहीं है तो क्या शर्ट पैंट पहन लो, इधर कोने में कुछ कर लो गड़बड़, no problem. But now this is like 24 hours on the body, so now we cannot do any nonsense. So that is it. Not that I'm pure devotee, that's why I wore the. No, there are wrong tendencies, but by these clothes safeguard me, they protect me. Likewise, initiation formally taken, it will make sure I don't reduce my vows or destroy my vows, go against my vows. That is the reason. Otherwise, real initiation is the heart only. Essence of Diksha is Shiksha. When you take the instructions of your spiritual master very seriously, Shiksha, then you are initiated on the spot.
What of goodness से भी कुछ आता है? Dramatic growth का एक लोग anchoring का कुछ पैसा. So goodness से भी कुछ.
Goodness, knowledge and happiness. Sukham and Jnanam. This is all given in 14th chapter, 17th chapter of Gita. 14th chapter you can read. The chapter itself is 3 modes of nature. That's why Bhanu Swami Maharaj is initiating Guru in ISKCON. He doesn't give initiation. He's initiating guru in ISKCON, he doesn't give initiation. And he says, I am your Shravan guru. You hear from me. And that's it. You chant Hare Krishna. You will go back to God.
Whereas a practice way, आपका असली हरिनाम स्टार्ट होता है गुरु से दीक्षा।
नहीं, तुलसी बिट्स तो यहाँ से भी ले सकते हैं। तो but if you take initiation, what happens now? You have like recommendation of the authority. थोड़ा वशीला होगा ना तो आसान हो जाता है ना। थोड़ा सा अगर कम पड़ रहा है अपना कुछ तो कुछ है आप थोड़ा आसान हो जाता है लाइक। तो if guru is there, why not? He's such a pure devotee, such an advanced devotee. He's ready to give you shelter. So why not take shelter? So otherwise, Harinam also can deliver. Namacharya Haridas Thakur shelter one can take. But that doesn't mean that in a hell with all gurus. Prabhupada ki zarurat nahi, kisi ki zarurat nahi. Myself and Krishna. This is hellish. Then you can never go back for it. Millions of lifetimes you keep chanting 64 rounds, 128 rounds, 190 rounds. You will never go back to that. Basically, you take shelter within the heart and externally. It's good to have one guru who always prays for you. क्योंकि लिया है ना। जैसे आपके कॉलेज में आपने एडमिशन लिया है तो कॉलेज टेक्स द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी that you go through the theory classes, you go through practicals, you are given accommodation, food, this, that, so many facilities.